The absolutely unforgivable, unpardonable, hopeless thing to do in English is to confuse people by making them feel, when you say a sentence, that they have not remembered properly the first half of the sentence. You confuse them by making them think they heard something different in the first half of the sentence. Now, how is it you do that? Well, you can do that very easily, very tragically and drastically, by not observing another rule we have that I'm not even giving you on this paper, because the paper's about word stress. And it's the rule of sentence stress. And there is only one rule, so it's easy to remember. Right? That is, if you mention something in a sentence, or in the first sentence, then go on quickly to a second short sentence, you mention something, and then you refer to it again. The second time you mention it, you must not fully stress it. You must not give it a full tone of its own. If you do, you will confuse the listener. For instance, I think one of the most awful sentences, talking about the way it's spoken, that could ever be said to me was one like this. I wanted to buy a pair of black shoes, right? But I went into the shop and the only ones I liked were some brown shoes. If somebody said that to me, I think either they've gone mad or I've gone mad. Because we knew we were talking about shoes. I said in the first half, black shoes. Right? But later, now the difference in the second half of the sentence was not between shoes and not shoes. We were talking about only shoes. What's different is we're talking about black ones versus brown ones. So the second half sentence, but the only ones I could see were that I liked were brown shoes. Or you could say were brown and leave the word shoes out. Now when in that situation the word could be left out completely and it wouldn't matter, then it's absolutely terrible to put it in and emphasize it. Because that's what you feel, that's what we feel you're doing. So you cause chaos when you do that. You upset people. And now, it's all too easy to do that. Because if you're a Spanish speaker, if you're a French speaker, you can do that quite happily and gaily. The French are very logical. They don't worry. They know that if that sentence were written down, it would make perfect sense. So why should they say it any differently? They don't want to, so they don't. Good luck to them in French. But we are used in English to listening out to see if a word is being stressed the second time. And if it's being stressed the second time, the only thing we can possibly imagine that makes sense to us is that the meaning of it has changed. Now, there aren't many words that can be used in a totally different meaning in the second half of a sentence that allow you to do that. I can think of some very rare ones that don't sound typical at all. For instance, if you want to make good coffee, you must use plenty of coffee. Now, I don't feel happy with that sentence, but I could imagine somebody saying it, because he changed his picture of what he means by coffee. In the first sentence, he means a cup of coffee, right, to be drunk, liquid. In the second, you must use plenty of coffee. The second time, he's not thinking of the liquid you drink, he's thinking of the thing you prepare with, the beans that you grind, right? And so the meanings change. And I've heard people say that. But even that gives me a nasty little shiver. I'd rather they didn't say it that way. I'd rather say use plenty of beans or something. So be on your guard not to re-stress, to re-accent a word that's gone. And by the way, I hear it done all the time. And I hear it done particularly with little words like someone and anyone and so on. And anyway, they keep on, words like someone and so on are usually words that we use to avoid repeating something. They're pronouns that are anaphonic, like our words like them and it and so on. And that's the other thing. If you want a really horrifying, dreadful sentence in English, it's one that ends with the word it that is stressed. I was looking for the bus stop, but I couldn't find it. that is ridiculous. No native English speaker would ever say that unless they have some very extraordinary meaning for the word it. We wouldn't say I couldn't find it, because if you ever stress the word it in English, it's because you want to draw attention to the sex of the thing, that it's neutral, right? It would not he or she, but it. Right? And so you can't, so be awfully careful. Right. That's the best advice I can give. All right, thank you very much.